and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about partial sums addition, which partial sums addition is just like it sounds. It's breaking the number into parts by place value for 2 to 3 digit numbers. Now what do I mean by that? Well, we know that a 2-digit number is comprised of 2 place values, both the tens and the ones. And a 3-digit number is comprised of 3 place values, the hundreds, the tens, and the ones. Now yesterday, I was reading in the newspaper that there were 245 cats available for adoption in Denver. So how many cats is that? Well, that's 200, so there's 245. So 4 tens, or 40, and then 5. So 5 individual cats. And then one of my favorite movies of all time is 101 Dalmatians. Now how many dogs is that? That's 1 100s, or 100. There's no tens of the dogs, or there's 0 or none, tens, 0. And then there's my favorite spot, 1 single dog. Now, if I wanted to find out how many animals there were in total, I could use partial sums addition to find that out. Now, how do I do that? Well, I'm going to show you. Hi kids, it's the weekend, so Mrs. Wilson is doing laundry. And sometimes my husband, Mr. Wilson, is kind of forgetful and leaves change in his pockets. So let's find out how much money I have to spend. I'm going to set this down, and I'm going to look through his pants. Oh, I have some change here. And some change here. Students, so I'm doing my laundry, and I want to find out how much money does Mrs. Wilson find while doing her laundry. So here's the change I found for my first pair of pants, and here's the change I found from the second pair of pants. Now I just don't want to add dimes and pennies together because that would get really confusing. I'm going to break it apart into parts and add by dimes and then pennies. I want to start with dimes because a dime is worth 10 pennies. So a dime is worth more money, and I want to get a better idea earlier of how much money I really have so I can get an idea of what I can buy. So I have, in the first set, I found 2 dimes, or 20 cents. And I found 3 pennies, or 3 cents. And in the second pair of pants, I found 1, 2, 3 dimes, or 30 cents. And I also found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pennies. So, like I said, I want to add my dimes first, or start in the tens column, and I have 20 plus 30 is 50, or I can count my dimes. I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 50 cents, and then with my pennies I have 3 and 5, and I know that 3 plus 5 equals 8. And I can double check and count my pennies again. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, for a total of 58 cents. So at least I could buy a pencil. Now on this problem I have 62 plus 29. Now looking at the numbers, I know that 62 is comprised of 6 tens and 2 ones, And 29 has 2 tens, or 20, and 9 ones, or 9, 29. So first I'm going to add using partial sums. So I'm going to start on the left-hand side at the highest place number value. In this case is the tens. So I have 60 plus 20 is 80. And now I'm going to add my ones. I have 2 and 9, 9, 10, 11. 9 plus 2 is 11. So I'm going to add my 11. Now I'm going to look at my tens again. I have 8 tens and 1 10. 80 plus 10 is 90. And then I have 0 plus 1 is 1 for 91. That is my total. And that is how I solve partial sums. 1 dime equals 10 pennies. Okay, now I have the numbers 62 and 29 represented with money, dimes and pennies. A dime is worth 10 cents, so they're representing our tens, and pennies are worth 1 cent, so they're representing our ones. So first I'm going to add my tens together. So I have 6 tens in 62 and 2 tens in 29. So I'm going to put them all at the bottom and add them together. And if I add them 2, 4, 6, 8, I have 80. So I'm going to write 80. And now I'm going to add my pennies together. So I'm going to bring them down to the bottom, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So I have 11 pennies, or 1 10 and 1 cent. And the total of that is 91, just like we showed on the other problem. I hope you enjoyed this video on partial sums addition and found it helpful, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow in class. Have a good night.